for success. So in this early game plan, I'm expecting G2 to leave their bot lane isolated and start playing towards this top side of the map.
It is a little tough though when you've got the Wukong, because traditionally Wukong kind of wants the level 6.
You can see Labrov coming across to try and cover him a little bit as well. Elyoya doing a good job of tracking him. Hook's going to land him onto Jojo. He's force low, 200 HP, has to flash, but Jojo's just dead. You knew Labrov was there! And he still gets hooked and he still dies!
Big whoopsie. Later portion of the game, you just be a menace in team fights. Says a lot, but I think yesterday we saw a little bit of a different story where Alvaro and Supa felt much more like they were trying to play through a strong 2v2 against Kalista and Targamas and see
like that. It just goes to show why the team believes in him and what he's capable of doing. We'll see if he can pull it off today, as right now he's grouped up with his jungler.
Oh, Alvaro's going to go in, hooked out of the knockup, but the chase continues onto Labrov. Last Embrace will get the CC onto Elyoya. Labrov with the Titan's Wrath, not enough shielding. Supa on the board for MKOI.
Huge pick by MKOI. And keep my eyes on Caps though. He's wandering down towards his bot lane, and there's a potential lockup from Broken Blade coming through. Baiting Myrwn in a little bit here.
Jumps in, Broken Blade has that Hexagon made, and Myrwn dodges away from the charm. Dawning Shadow coming out though. Myrwn with the public execution is publicly executed. Grand Starfall in by Elyoya, will get one in response. So far a 1-for-1. Caps, another charm is going to connect. But Elyoya healthy enough to get underneath the tower. The question is, will G2 force a dive here with SkewMond and Labrov on their way across?
Alvaro's on the way as well, trying desperately to get in, but flash forward.
Cyclones gives you movement speed though, and Elyoya can't get away from SkewMond. Aegis Assault blocks the decimating smash or the crushing blow there from SkewMond. Alvaro joins the fray. Labrov looking to walk away. SkewMond, even with a Shattering Strike coming out, he's ignited Magna Storm as well. SkewMond's gonna die here. Probably to the minions. It's Alvaro who claims the kill.
That's such a big turnaround for MKOI, because it's not only the fact where you do start to get a little nervous as G2, because this is not an MKOI that will just make often a silly mistake, but might be a TP in behind Jojo here.
Yeah, immediately looking for Jojo. Hexagon Ultimatum available to Broken Blade. The Realm War. Jojo's gonna try and flash back into it, but the Hexagon Ultimatum comes out, and Jojo cannot escape. Caps gets the kill, 1-0-2 now on his Ahri.
I do wonder if he messed up the timing. Coming off cooldown a little bit faster than they actually are in-game. Right now, Jojo is still about halfway with both his flash.
Labrov going in for the hook here. Charm's going to land as well onto Alvaro. Knocked up in the bouncy castle. Dawning Shadow coming out as well, and Alvaro's first fall in the fight. Elyoya on the retreat. Jojo on the backline, but he doesn't land the overload onto SkewMond. Hooked out of the Realm Warp. Supa now stepping forward into the last embrace. He pops the barrier to heal to try and mitigate some of this damage, but he just can't do it. Cap still chases forward, and Elyoya through the flash still dies.
G2 get everything they need in that fight, picking off all the members of MKOI apart from Myrwn.
Doesn't look like MKOI are going to fight this because they got the second Drake. This isn't soul points or anything for G2, so they can delay. Infernal Dragon going over to G2. About a 3,000, 2,000 gold lead for them right now, as Myrwn maybe caught out a little bit. SkewMond's on the chase. There's the Hexagon Ultimatum to lock Myrwn up. SkewMond comes in. Public execution through the Cyclone, goes unstoppable, but the chase continues, and Broken Blade finds his man.
Yeah, a good pick from G.
Perhaps they don't really have much vision on that side of the map, but their priorities are on securing what towers they can, getting a bit of map control back in their favor. Alvaro going to be hovering around the top side. Caps needs to be careful because there are a large number of MKOI members on the top side of the map.
Yes, Smolder's hitting that 2-2-5 spot, but he just doesn't really have the items to be a massive menace in these fights yet.
Hook's going to land. Jojopyun immediately walking out. Elyoya's caught up in the midst of 4 members of G2. And he is slain. G2 with good vision control. Catch Elyoya wanting in his own jungle. Jojo puts some damage back into SkewMond, but at the moment, G2 just run the map.
It feels as though KOI, I mean, they feel very invisible right now. G2 is the one. Ooh.
Magna Storm goes in. Supa's on his way across here as well. Supa's going to start sneezing on them. Flashes forward, looking for Labrov here as well. Realm Warp coming out as Alvaro and Supa will follow it. Caps though has the Spirit Rush. Flash Room Prison. Can Caps get away? No, pulled back. MKOI find 2.
This is the play we wanted to see from MKOI. A fantastic engagement.
SkewMond doesn't have the Cyclone, and no flash on him or Caps would make it very difficult for them to fight around this Drake. It will be 2 apiece in terms of the Wyverns between these two teams. Only 1,000 gold in it.
Engage player, and he's someone that will not miss those windows to find a fight for his team, and this might be another one.
TP behind here as Myrwn's going deep. Broken Blade trying to trade with Jojo as Labrov is the one who's caught out first. Summer next up. Alvaro going a little bit deep as Caps. TP is behind them. And MKOI are fighting a 3v4. And Caps is here to surprise them. G2 find 3 already. Myrwn trying to get his way out of here. Broken Blade still chasing forward. Myrwn had to flash the charm. Does not connect from Caps, but G2 will continue the pressure. Last embrace in. Jojo turns it around. Myrwn dives in with a public execution. Might be able to kill Labrov, but as well can't quite. G2 find 5 for 1.
MKOI thought they had the jump, but they were just
Want to shut down the Camille. This is what the matchup looks like when you get given all those resources. Alvaro, he's hesitant, he gets charmed.
Charm through the wall. Alvaro pulled back, good shadowing strike. Jumps in with Magnet Storm, Dawn Shadow out there for the shield as well. Myrwn dives onto the back line, and Summer's already dead. Labrov follows suit. Supa's found 2, he's looking to make it 3. And SkewMond's next on the menu. Jojo will secure that one, but the Hexagon Momentum from Broken Blade chases Supa through his flash over the wall. In the end, a 3 for 2.
I mean, it looks like a good engage from G2.
I want to try and one-shot Hansam or one-shot someone that has that, or he's on the back line.
And flash hook onto Alvaro. Goes in with the Magnet Storm. Summer immediately flashes away. Mom's called down. Broken Blade chasing. Super out of the back of the fight, but there's good stun onto him from Elyoya. Super still down. Caps now dancing forward. Broken Blade will fall. Jojo gets a massive shutdown from that, but it might be too little too late. It's a triple for SkewMond. Only Myrwn left alive. G2 wipe him away.
There's just not enough on MKOI to stop the dive from G2. Broken Blade, SkewMond, and Caps have one target in sight.
Next few waves as Caps goes in with the Spirit Rush, lands the charm only onto Elyoya. Doesn't get much out of it. Was looking for Jojo. Doesn't have his flash right now. Hook's gonna go in. Jojo puts some big damage down onto Caps, but he's able to Spirit Rush away. Alvaro already down, and now G2 trying to push in with a man advantage. The Nexus Tower is their target. Broken Blade steps in with that precision protocol, does so much damage to the tower. No minions left for G2 though. Another hook going in from Labrov, but immediately he's burst down. A 4 for 4 now as MKOI hold on to their base. Or at least their Nexus Towers. Caps looking for another charm. G2 will with a few moments on this Smolder. It's going to do a huge amount of damage. You can see Summer getting chipped a little bit. Jojo flashing forward. Hans with the cleanse. Hook coming out from Labrov to stop the Magnet Storm. SkewMond now chasing onto Jojo, but he has the Seraph shield. Is it enough? Not quite. Caps already got a double as Supa, Elyoya, and Myrwn retreat to the safety of their Nexus Towers, but I'm not sure they'll be safe for much longer. Broken Blade flashes in. Myrwn caught out. Broken Blade still has that GA. Caps will get another. Grand Starfall back in from Elyoya. Supa pops the Seekers on his fountain, just trying to survive. He'll take out Caps, but now he's looking at a 1v4, and even he can't stand against it. G2 will open up the series 1-0.
An overall convincing game 1 from G2. I think what really set them up for success was the utilization of the TPs from Caps and Broken Blade and getting their 2 solo laners ahead. Good use of the side lanes, and we'll see how things change as we go to a quick break. Make sure you don't go anywhere.